Hello and welcome back to another video. Guy Obi here. International break is finally over and we are back. Yes, we are back. The Premier League is back and I cannot wait to enjoy my game. Manchester City against Liverpool will be the biggest game of this weekend, simply because it's position 1 against position 2. The rivalry is there. These are teams that have gone neck to neck in the previous seasons, other than the past season where Arsenal came second. Other seasons, it was neck to neck. Remember Liverpool peeping Manchester City once. Was it 2020 season? And of course, big game of the weekend as much as I'm concerned. And this has a lot of stake because it is position 1 playing against position 2. Bitter rivals. Yes, they are not from same city, but these teams have gone neck to neck in many occasions in the previous seasons. And so according to many, these two will go neck to neck up to the end of the Premier League season. Others say Arsenal will come in between them. Others say Manchester United. But these, in my own opinion, are better positioned, especially when you look at Manchester City. Strong, whether it's stronger than last season, whether it's longer than last season, that depends on who you ask. But truth be told, is like Liverpool are stronger than they were last season. They brought in very useful additions. Dominic Szoboszlai has been a revelation. For me, he's a signing of the season. He's a guy who can break up play, a guy who can tackle, a guy who can shoot from range, who can score bangers. And so I don't want to give so much into this. So I'm going to do my predictions, and this is what I'm going to do. Manchester City, Liverpool, Manchester City playing at home. It's going to be a very big ask of Liverpool, because Manchester City know who Liverpool are. Pep Guardiola is not a novice of a manager. He knows exactly what his team looks. Liverpool haven't won at Etihad for their last 7 outings. They have lost 4, they have drawn 3, and so Klopp will be looking to better that record because it's not the best of records. And so for me, looking at the way these two teams play, Manchester City have not been fluid this season. They've lost around 3 games so far, and that is so horrendous of Manchester City. Hopefully they can turn this a corner. And of course, Liverpool are not leaving any stone untouched. The last game of the Premier League was against Brentford. They turned them over 3 goals to nil. And so for me, there will be goals in this game. Mohamed Salah and Erling Haaland, if he plays, will be so much influential. Those 2 players have to be on their A games. My prediction for this game is a draw. This is going to be a draw. Whether it will be 1-1, there will be 2-2, but it will be a draw. So the next game will be involving Burnley playing at home, of course, facing West Ham. Burnley have not started well this season. They are the contenders of relegation. And so the manager there, Vincent Kompany, has to make sure that at least he gets a point from this game. West Ham haven't been in great form lately. So David Moyes has to do something. So for me, according to what I've seen before, Burnley against West Ham, I'm going to give it to West Ham. There will be no loss of goals in this game. I hope 2-1 or 1-0 to West Ham will be a scoreline. The next game, Luton against Crystal Palace, 2 teams that are really struggling at this moment in time. Luton, they're newly promoted. Out of the 3 promoted teams, they are the ones that are safe from the relegation zone, and they'll be looking to at least get 3 points from this game, right? And so Crystal Palace will also be wanting to get something out of this game. Eze is back. Their players, Crystal Palace, who were injured, are also back. Edouard is in a rich scoring form. So for me, I think I'll give it to I have to give it to Crystal Palace. Yes, they are away, but the energy and the enthusiasm that I know will be generated from the players who are coming back from injury will be so much for Luton. So I'm going to give it to Crystal Palace. And Sheffield United against Bournemouth. I'm going to give it to Bournemouth. simply because I've seen some good play from Bournemouth lately, and the Sheffield United are not helping themselves, coming up to the Premier League and not doing enough. So it's gonna be battle of who wants it more. But for me, I give it to Bournemouth, and it's so interesting that I'm giving a nod to teams that are playing away from home. Maybe I'm wrong, but this is what I feel. So the last game for that day on Saturday will be Brentford playing against Arsenal. Give it to Arsenal because I know Gabriel Jesus is back. Martinelli is playing really well. Bukayo Saka and the likes of Declan Rice are really playing really well. There are a lot of goals in this Aston Villa team, and Tottenham right now are one of the teams that are playing with a lot of injuries. Lots of injuries, but they are playing at home. Do not discount them. I know Aston Villa will be geared to at least get one over Tottenham, but I think this is going to be tough. In as much as Tottenham are really playing well, I do give it to Tottenham to edge against Aston Villa. Yes, there are injuries, but they have overcome this before, and so I expect them to do it again. Everton against Manchester United. Everton playing really well, not conceding lots of goals like we saw last season. Is a resurgent team right now. So for me, Everton against Manchester United, Everton are on the rise. Let's face it, they are the team that's on the rise, and they haven't been poor as they were last season. So they've been churning results. Yes, they have lost some games, but when you compare them against the Everton we saw last season, they're a better team. Manchester United also have been churning results, even though the performances have not been there. Winning games 1-0. Sometimes you leave it so late to the game to win. Sometimes you concede early and then you start coming back. It's not sustainable. Erik ten Hag probably has used this. Let me assume he has used this international break, to talk to his players. It's not sustainable. Players who are not really on form, Rashford, players like Anthony and others, they have to gain form in good time to help the team, get the result that they need. So for me, I think this is gonna be another draw. Yes, Manchester United will score, but Everton at home has been difficult to break. On Monday, the last game of the weekend will be involving Fulham against Wolves. Fulham against Wolves. It's so difficult to predict these games because these are teams that are almost equal, like strength-wise, teams that are equal, and hopefully it's a game that will be so entertaining. So for me, I would go with a draw, maybe a 1-1 or a 2-2 draw, because both teams are kind of on the same wavelength. Fulham are at home, but you can also not discount Wolves, who have been playing so well this time around. And so for me, it's a draw. Let me know what you think about these predictions. Leave them in the comment section below. Make sure you subscribe, and thank you for 500 subscribers. Hopefully we can get to 1,000.